Hello, and welcome to MoviePod, a reclaimed cinema podcast. This podcast examines movies that have had a noticeable shift in reception since release. Spooky month is continuing, so we get another horror movie on the lineup. Today we'll be discussing a film that, due to censorship and poor distribution, was criticized heavily upon release. It has since been reviewed in its complete version as a horror masterpiece. So I'm joined today by Alex Dorf, and we'll be discussing the 1981 horror film Possession. How are you doing, Alex?
I'm good, thanks. How are you?
Good. Thanksgiving's happening right now. The Bills are playing tonight, so I'm going to go off to a bar to see them play. Hopefully,
yeah, you guys should win that game easily, but you know,
should have won that Patriots game easily too. But
yeah,
you know how it goes.
Patriots might be good this year, though. You know, honestly,
I think Drake is the real deal. So
yeah,
we'll see how that goes. But we'll see if I have to call an Uber home or to get home from the bar or not.
Yeah, definitely.
Yeah, so with Possession, so it's a movie it's always been on my radar for a while now. Like I've seen it pop up like on so many lists the past like decade or something like that, like a classic horror movie. But I've legitimately never seen it until like 2 nights ago. So how did you come around to this movie first?
I heard about it probably 15 years ago. Because I'm sort of plugged into weird horror movie circles, but it really had no distribution whatsoever at that time. You basically could only watch it on like bootleg VHS tapes and shit like that, So I didn't really end up getting to see it until probably like 2021, where I watched it on effedupmovies.com.
I've not heard of that website before.
Yeah, it's not such a good website, but they did have Possession. It was the one place I could find it, so I watched it on there, and it instantly became like one of my top 2 or 3 favorite movies. And I've seen it twice since then. I saw the 4K restoration for the first time in 2023, and I watched it for the third time 2 nights ago.
Yeah, it was so hard to find like back then, but I think Shudder covered it with The Last Drive-In with Joe Bob Briggs, so I knew they did it a couple years ago. So I watched it on Shudder at first, and then I realized it's on Criterion Channel, so it has a release on there too. It's crazy that this movie was so hard to find because it had such fucked up distribution from the get-go, which we'll get into for sure. But it is a movie that was completely initially given no shot at all.
Yeah, which is funny because Johnny actually won the prize at Cannes too. Mm-hmm. And she won the César for Best Actress, too. So it did get recognition in France, but basically nowhere else. Because of the way it was cut for distribution. And, of course, also the UK labeling it as a video nasty, obviously. Mm-hmm. Yeah, which is really unjustified, honestly. Yeah.
So clearly this movie is kind of based on that divorce in some ways. At one point he found his young son alone in an apartment smeared in jam, which is literally a scene that pops up later in the movie. So he had also been working on a movie called On the Silver Globe. It was critical of Polish communism, so he filmed it in France, and then the production was shut down by Polish authorities. So Possession is by a Polish guy, and the Berlin Wall is there the entire movie. So this is kind of talking about separation of marriage, separation of states. It's a
at the end of the movie, actually, there's sirens in the background, so it's supposed to be some kind of apocalyptic event, which a lot of people miss because they're so caught up in the fact that all the bad shit that happens at the end of the movie.
This movie's last 15 minutes just goes from 0 to 80. It's so funny.
I had to rewind it 4 times when I was rewatching it because I kept missing things because I would look at my phone for 2 seconds and then a major plot event would have happened.
This was a hard movie to take notes for because I feel it's not lots of having the scene, but there's an insane choice that an actress makes. There's an insane choice that Zulawski's making with the camera work. It is a movie that there's just so much if you blink and a miss because there's always something crazy happening. I watched it twice through, and both times I was completely wrapped up in everything that was going on because it is it's an uncompromised movie, which is fascinating that with all the different edits, it became a compromised movie. So
yeah.
So you can tell why the people hated the initial cut that came out.
I mean, Sam Neill said that it was the hardest movie he ever worked on, and Isabella Adjani attempted suicide shortly after production. Yeah. So It was a tough shoot, to say the least.
Yeah, because like they are so all in this movie, and like you can tell, like it's not a movie where you can tell the actors having a fun time. Like they clearly have a lot to work with too, so it's not like it doesn't sound like Zulawski was like like a Hitchcock kind of person abusing his actors, but like just the mental toll these roles must have taken must have been nuts. And
well, I think something about the movie that has to be noted is it never has any normalcy. Like you don't ever see them in a normal position. No. You know, you never see them happy. You know, mm-hmm. You never see them before that, and I think that's why a lot of people don't like the movie. Mm-hmm. Like people who are detractors of the movie don't like the movie because it never gives you a baseline. You know,
this movie feels like, especially the first half, like first 40 minutes to an hour, it feels more like Marriage Story or like Kramer versus Kramer, like a big divorce drama. It only settles into a horror movie like pretty late in the game.
Yeah, but once it goes there, it really goes.
It goes and it's terrifying. Yeah, so Ajani, like, she was like pretty big in Europe at this point in time. Trying to have a career in Hollywood didn't really work out too well, but I think she was already an Oscar-nominated actress.
Yeah, she got nominated for 2 Oscars, but both for French movies.
Okay.
I believe she might have the most Césars, but I'm not 100% sure on that, of any woman. She has 3, and she was nominated for 6.
Wow.
Yeah.
Yeah, and like they're both fantastic in this movie, but her is just like, that's a powerhouse performance. And so this movie was filmed in West Berlin, so it was a 12-week shoot, and he chose West Berlin because he liked how close it was to the communist world. Like the Berlin Wall is heavily featured throughout the entire movie, and I think the setting's pretty fascinating too because the architecture is so drab. It's pretty colorless for the most part. And
very brutalist, yeah. Everything is very, very brutalist. Donald Trump would hate it.
Yes. Yeah. Brutalist, like, Adrian Brody is like doing a lot of heroin or something.
He's shooting up in the background.
Yeah. He wasn't having a good time in that movie either.
No, he was having a really bad time.
So we talked about his premiere at the Cannes Film Festival, and like it makes sense this movie competed for like Palme d'Or, so like you can tell why it would, because it is a pretty dramatic, artsy European film. And so there's a lot of buzz for it at the festival, but like festival buzz doesn't always translate to the real world and like people outside the festival. Like, there's different sensibilities that people have at festivals. People are a lot more forgiving at festivals, and and
sometimes festival buzz travels way too far, and you get a movie like Emilia Perez, which is absolute dog shit and is nominated for every single award in the planet because Greece has people like.
Because it's funny because like Johnny won the same award that like Carlos Sofia Gascon won at the festival. Like it's pretty nuts considering like how like one performance is an all-timer and one performance is kind of but. Yeah, so festival.
Yeah. I mean, if you look at the people who won Best Actor too, it's not exactly the most sterling lineup.
No, and even just the Cannes Film Festival in general has a lot of, even the Palme d'Or, the big award, has a lot of spotty choices. It's but so it doesn't always translate to the real world. Like when it comes to actual distribution, like festivals can be so insular. So it was initially released in the United Kingdom, and it shocked audiences, of course, and it's quickly banned because of part of the video nasties wave. So in the UK, with the rise of video cassette tapes, a lot of horror and exploitation movies were able to completely bypass the rating review process. So this caused a lot of conservative critics to freak the fuck out. They lobbied the government and the typical won't you please think of the children type thing to put bans on obscene quote unquote material. This possession popped up in theaters just around that time.
People in the U.S. don't realize that too. That Britain straight up bans movies.
100%, yeah.
Like people in the U.S. are used to it comes out in the unrated cut here on the DVD and it's NC-17 and they didn't release this version in theaters, but we can watch it. In Britain, you just straight up can't get that. They banned the fucking Abyss this year because a rat dies in it or something like that.
Banned that?
The Abyss.
The rat lives. They just drowned it a little bit.
Yeah, they banned the Abyss in England, the 4K. I believe it might not have been in England, but it was in some countries, which is fucking crazy.
That's nuts. The movie's from 1989, and Sure, the rat goes through a little bit of torture, but like, if you're going to ban every movie where an animal suffers a little bit, there goes every Western movie ever made.
Yeah, seriously.
Yeah, it's so like, yeah, so the UK, like, because the video analysis moral panic was happening, there's a list of 72 films that they said violated the Obscene Publications Act of 1959, and theaters were not allowed to play these movies at all, and Possession was one of the movies that was on the list.
Which is crazy because it's not even that gory.
It isn't. It's like, but like, it's unsettling, and like, yeah, like,
it's on the list because it's weird. It's not on the list because it's violent. It's on the list because it's weird and they didn't know what to do with it, basically.
Yeah. I think it may have just more shocked people than it was like, yeah, it's more weird than anything else, because like, there's like way gory movies that came out at this point in time too, but like, looking at the list of banned movies that they have there, it's just like, it's yeah, like, I'm not like for
it was incredibly arbitrary, the movies they banned.
Yeah, very arbitrary.
Like, I've seen probably 40 of them, of the movies they've banned.
Mm-hmm.
Around 40 or 50 of them, because I've seen a lot of fucking horror movies.
Mm-hmm.
And, like, most of them really aren't that bad. Like, if they came out now, like, they would be soft R's, basically. Mm-hmm. You know? Compared to the kind of stuff that gets released in theaters now, you know?
Yeah, like...
We don't have any sex anymore, but we have plenty of violence.
Yeah, we have no sex at all in movies now.
No, it sucks.
But yeah, video nasty list. I was looking at it like, shit, I gotta like watch like a lot more of these movies, because like I love Moral Panics is something I absolutely love. So I'm excited we can talk about that a bit today too, is because like it is so funny just watching this movie is like so scandalous and bad that like we have to think of the poor children going to a UK cinema to see this movie, like
to see fucking Possession.
Yeah,
like what 12-year-old is seeing Possession? Like let's be honest with ourselves. Let's be honest with ourselves. And even if a 12-year-old saw Possession, I don't think they would get it enough to be disturbed.
Yeah. Like there's I would just love the idea of like a 12-year-old, like, you know, British lad just being like, I'm gonna go see Possession in the theater today. And
Johnny-o,
the first
chat.
30 minutes is just a marriage falling apart with no actual like horror elements at all. It's just like, yeah, like who are they censoring this for? It's just for the concerned, like, moral outraged parents.
It's Graham Linehan. Graham Linehan wanted it censored because it reminds him too much of his own experience.
And so in America, the version that was released by Limelight International Features was only 81 minutes long, and this movie is 124 minutes long. So they cut like over a third of the runtime. So like a lot of the scenes with the marriage were removed. They re-edit to focus more on the creatures, trying to make it more like a monster creature horror movie.
Which is crazy because the marriage is the whole fucking point of the movie.
Yeah.
Like, I actually kind of want to see that cut because I want to see how they removed it, because I honestly don't understand how they can remove it and still make it like a movie. Like, not even a coherent movie, but just a movie, you know?
Yeah, like I was reading that they apparently re-edited it, so like they rearranged a lot of scenes too. So like I think the scene where she has the miscarriage in the subway where she's telling that story there, like that scene was like within the first like 20 minutes of the movie, which is like nuts. Because like it's the most horrifying scene in the movie, but it's like you kind of need the context for it to make any sense at all. And of course, everyone hated this cut version of the movie. And like for being such an artsy, weird movie, like they tried releasing it in like grindhouse theaters in North America.
That's
like,
the stupidest thing I've ever heard in my fucking life.
And like it should have been in art house theaters, which like obviously makes sense because it's a big dramatic marriage movie that like was up for a Palme d'Or. Like it's not like, you know, Saw 7 or like, you know, Friday the 13th Part 6.
Saw 7's a good movie though. I will rep for Saw 7. Saw 7 is Saw 7 the final chapter. It is one of the most evil movies ever made. Yeah. Also not the final chapter. That was a complete lie, but
that's like the worst poster ever.
Oh yeah, the poster is hilarious. I love the poster.
It's like Jigsaw being constructed like scaffolding.
It's like literally the most misogynistic movie I've ever seen in my entire life.
It's bad. Is that the one with the guy from Linkin Park in it?
I don't know, but it does start with one. But like the thing is like the best Saw movie though is Saw 5 for the part in the end where Hoffman goes in the trap, goes in the glass box. Mm-hmm. Greatest movie moment of all time. Saw movies are basically just a soap opera. Like, they're not even horror movies. For people who really enjoy them, it's like watching a telenovela, except for sometimes people occasionally get tortured.
I need to rewatch it with that mindset because I kind of can appreciate that, and I hate every Saw movie, but I like Saw 10. I thought that was a good movie. And like I feel like if I go to the mindset like of the twists and turns, because the twists and turns in the Saw movie are completely off the rails. And like,
no, that's why they're good. They're not good because of the trap sequences. Although some of those are really fun. It's because it's literally just all lore. The whole fucking movie, the whole fucking series just goes after like Saw 4, which is the worst one, but it's essential for series continuity. It just goes into like just this fucking lore chasm. And yeah.
It's like, yeah, it's like, it's funny, like, you know, something like Saw where like they try to over-explain absolutely everything, but with like Possession, nothing's really explained. It's a lot of it's very like abstract. You can kind of come up with your own interpretation of what the hell's going on, what the hell is up with this creature, which I really like. That like it's not.
I mean, some people think it doesn't exist. Some people think it does. You know, it's
Mm-hmm.
For me, I kind of think it exists. I don't think the movie works if it doesn't exist. You know what I mean?
Because too many people see it and talk about it.
Too many people see it and talk about it. Yeah, unless the entire movie is just a dream, which I think is very disappointing, and I don't really like to go with that.
The worst fan theory ever. It was all a dream. Like, fuck off. It's always the worst way you can view a movie, unless it's something that very builds up to the idea, like Mulholland Drive or something like that. Like, it doesn't make any sense at all. Like, to say, I don't know, oh, Saw 4 was all a dream. Like, Hoffman was just imagining it. Like, although that actually, you know what? I take that back. If a Saw movie had the entire thing be a dream, I think that'd be really fucking funny.
No, that would be good, actually, but that's just because it's a Saw movie. Yeah. To any other movie, it would suck, but if it's a Saw movie, it's actually okay.
Yeah, for an artsy movie like this, that'd be an awful reveal. So, like, yeah, so, like, because the film was completely cut and people did not like it at first, it got a lot of reappraisal once distributors and like started like putting out the full uncut version of it. Home video helped out a lot with it too, because people actually could see the full movie for what it was, and they could form their own opinion without the, you know.
It's had a difficult history on home video, though. Honestly, it constantly goes out of print. Like, it's out of print right now.
Yeah. But did they just release a new 4K of it or something? So like,
yeah, there's a new 4K that just came out, but for like the 2 or 3 years before that, it was completely out of print.
But at least like nowadays with the internet, like you can, if it goes completely out of print, it goes completely off of every streaming services. Like you can go to the high seas and find it. Like you can actually see the movie the way it was intended to be made. So,
yeah.
It's not completely like I think it's a lot more hard to find the original cut now, which I actually really want to check out at some point.
I can't find it. I looked for it. Before this. I couldn't find it.
There should be a fan cut of it. The fans should put it together of like, here is the most dogshit version of the movie possible. You should go check it out.
65 minutes.
Is 65 minutes
of it? No, I'm joking. I'm joking.
Because I know there's like other countries make their own cuts too. So like the American cut was like 81 minutes, I think I said. But like other countries and other distributors would do their own cuts and their own edits of the movie too. There's like, I think at least 5 or 6 different cut versions of this movie out there. So like,
yeah, I mean, I watched Vittoria De Sica's Indiscretion of an American Wife, which was originally 89 minutes, but the version I watched was only 65 because David Selznick cut 24 minutes out of it. You can't find the Italian cut anywhere anymore. It was an incredibly bad movie in the American cut. Apparently the Italian cut is better, but I honestly don't see how you can add 20 minutes to that movie and make it good. Mm-hmm. But we'll see if I ever find that cut.
Yeah. So let's crack into the movie a little bit.
Okay, yeah.
So we opened to West Berlin. So there's really cool synth score to this movie too, which sounds really cool. And that's probably the reason why people don't like it too, is I feel like a lot of people are more tolerant of synth scores nowadays than they were back in the 80s, where it came across as being cheap.
Yeah, people originally didn't like the fucking score for Sorcerer, which is just insane.
The score for the Thing was up for a Razzie.
Well, the Razzies are notoriously fucking stupid, though.
The Razzies are the worst, yeah.
They're the worst organization in the entire world. They nominated Shelley Duvall for The fucking Shining. Like, are you fucking kidding me?
I'm recording this out of order, so I talk about the Razzies a little bit in next week's episode, but like they're also a very sexist organization too.
Of course. They're incredibly fucking sexist. Mm-hmm. And they just go after actors for years, even if they're good. Mm-hmm. You know what I mean? Like, they they nominated Keanu Reeves for The Matrix, I think, or something like that. Like, mm-hmm. like...
Yeah, and, like, I was looking up the Razzies for, like... Because Megalopolis was up for a bunch of Razzies because they're morons. And, like, Shia LaBeouf, I think he was up for like worst supporting actress because he wore drag in the movie. It's it's things like that. Like
that's so fucking homophobic.
Maybe it wasn't for up for supporting actor for that one, but like there have been movies in the past where they'll put.
Yeah, no, I know, yeah.
Like I'm pretty sure, like Big Mama's House was up for Razzie for like actress, which like that's has its issues. Where are we?
Yeah, they're generally a retrograde and disgusting organization, and I hope they suffer.
Yeah, I hate them, but they're gonna be great for my podcast and finding material. So we see Sam Neill. He plays Mark. He is a spy returning from an assignment, and his wife Anna is played by Isabella Adjani, or how do you pronounce that name again?
I think it's Adjani, but I'm not 100% sure, honestly. I'm generally very bad at pronouncing things, so I'll probably mispronounce like 40 things on this podcast.
Yeah,
so,
same here.
I'll
cut out this bit and we'll sound so confident how we're mispronouncing it.
I like to pick a mispronunciation and just use it. Like I call Lauren Lorde, because she has an E at the end of her name. Yeah, it should be pronounced. It should be pronounced. Yeah. Her name is not Lord, it's Lorde.
Yeah, she came up with it herself. Like, so, if she chose to have the extra E there.
I should have to pronounce it. I'm sorry. Yeah. What words to end in an E like that where you don't say the E? Like, every single fucking word.
Well, I guess that's the weird-ass British people call shops, like, shoppies. Like, well, it's pronounced shop. They have extra, like, P's and E's in there. Like, it's weird.
Yeah, well, the British people are an evil island, and I hope they suffer too. So, I was born there, but I still hope they suffer.
Yeah. Sam Neill plays Mark, spy returning from home. His wife Anna is waiting for him, and he has all his bags, and like she's telling him something awful. Like he's like freaking out, like what the hell's happened? Like it's clear that they want a divorce. They're going to end things, and he doesn't know why it's happening. They also have a young son named Bob.
A lot of tradition for sons named Bob in European cinema in the 80s, by the way. Between this and House in the Cemetery. Have you seen that?
No, I have not.
Bob is the child in that, and it's clearly dubbed by a full-grown man in the American cut. It's awesome. So cool. So cool. I love Lucio Fulci.
So they're in bed. They have an argument too. Like she says she's never been faithful. Yeah, he says he's never been faithful either. They're talking like maybe they've drifted apart because all relationships drift apart. And it's funny that like Mark's a spy because he never comes across like except for like the one scene where
he is the least inconspicuous person ever. He is the least inconspicuous person ever. If he's a spy, why is he in a restaurant throwing tables against the fucking wall?
Yeah, like and also like he's like.
Don't you think that's gonna blow your cover, dude?
Yeah, he's like not in control of his emotions. Like he's like doesn't really do any like other than faking someone's suicide. He doesn't really do anything that seems like that'd be useful on a job he's on.
Faking the suicide is the true hero of this movie, too. The best character.
He's wild. Yeah, so Mark is turning down like work opportunities because of his family issues, and like. At their apartment, like it's pretty drab, and it's how it looks. It overlooks the Berlin Wall, and like sometimes you'll look outside the apartment and you'll see guards like observing them back with like binoculars. So like there's a really big sense of paranoia and unease throughout the whole movie, and it really feels like they're living in like multiple layers of hell, lots of layers like paranoia and misery.
Yeah, and I think also, it's key to note that Zawalski, or however the fuck you pronounce his name, I'm going to mispronounce his name about 40 times during this podcast. He was getting divorced when he got divorced immediately before the movie came out. So before he wrote the movie, so it is the most divorced movie ever made. It is Elon Musk level divorced.
That'd be great if Mark, like the way he went through the divorce was to like pay like 7 women to have like 30 sons, like, or if he just like, you know, bought a website and turned it into a Nazi hellhole.
That's a whole different kind of horror movie, I think.
Yeah, like
Luke is making that one coming up soon, apparently.
Like there's so many ways you can go through a divorce. I'm not sure if Mark goes through it the best way, but he's gone through it better than Elon Musk has.
I mean, if you have to look at the parties of culpability here, Johnny is much more in the wrong than Mark is.
Yeah, true. Yeah. Hey, you know what? I believe women.
All this stuff happens because she's fucking a demon fish man. Like if she wasn't fucking the demon fish man, Heinrich wouldn't have ended up dead.
Yeah, like there's other, like, I don't know, like you're attractive, like, you know, go to the discotheque, you know, find some young lad or something like that, or like stay with Heinrich, like he's right there.
Michael Douglas is probably there in the green sweater he was wearing in Basic Instinct, but yeah. You know, so, one of my favorite scenes in any movie ever made, by the way.
Great movie. So in the apartment, like Mark, he finds a stash of photos and letters, and one's a postcard from the Taj Mahal. It reads, I've seen half of God's face here. The other half is you, Heinrich. So this guy's kind of a poet, but Mark realizes, like, oh shit, like there's someone else here. And
he's not only a poet, he meditates. Mm-hmm. He's a man of arts. He's a man of arts, Heinrich.
He's so suave.
He's so unattractive, too. It's so funny. He's so much uglier than Sam Neill.
So much uglier, yeah. And it's so funny when Sam Neill is like, you know, Heinrich's better than me in every way possible. He's the superior man. And I'm like, I don't know, man.
You're really hot. Heinrich is not so hot.
Spy. Like, he's an international man of mystery.
He's basically James Bond if he had absolutely no control over his emotions whatsoever.
Yeah.
He's bipolar James Bond.
That should be Denis Villeneuve's take on the next James Bond. It's a James Bond divorce movie, the style of Possession. Because now Mark assumes it's an affair. He calls up Anna's friend, Margit, to try and convince her to get Anna to talk to him. And Anna calls back, and she's at someone else's place. So he's like, oh, fuck, she's cheating on me. And Sam Neill's just rocking back and forth in this rocking chair, which he does several times in this movie.
Heinrich also does this in the hallway, remember?
Oh, yeah. Like, the men just, like, love...
There's a lot of rocking. There's a lot of rocking in this movie. A whole lot of rocking tonight.
Yeah. So, like, when he's, like, on the phone, he's just, like, demanding answers, like, rocking on the chair. He's like, has the affair been happening for a long time? Yes. Are you sleeping together? Yes. Is the sex better? Yes. And, like, he finds, like, she's calling from, like, his place, so she gets pissed off at that. So, they agree to meet at a cafe, discuss how this breakup's going to work out.
This scene is crazy.
Yeah. So, like, it's, like, a nice upscale, like, restaurant. And... there's like a corner
and they don't even sit at the same table.
No,
there's bizarre.
There's like a kitty corner for them. It's so weird. And like Mark's offering like $800 a month to make sure Bob is taken care of. She wants the apartment, and he says like, I don't want to see my own son anymore. Like I'm done with him too. And it is just like he's such a tight ball of fury. He's fidgeting with his glass bottle too, and he's pissed off because
Bob's a little annoying.
Yeah.
Like maybe have we considered the kid maybe just has some bad vibes?
He is annoying, yeah. Like he's annoying. I don't know. He can't care of himself at all. Like, come on, you're like 5. Like, you can probably.
You're 5 and your mom's gone for 5 hours and you're covered in syrup. Like, what are you doing, Bob?
Yeah, like, if I was like that age, I was just playing on my Game Boy. Like, I'd be good. Like.
My mom left me at home when I was 5. Like, she didn't, but she could have.
Yeah. And so, like, this argument at the restaurant, like, he gets really pissed off when she learns that, like, Heinrich and her slept the night they met. And he, like, knocks everything off of his table. And Anna says, like, oh, like, if I knew this guy existed, or the lover existed, because it might just be Heinrich, could be this other thing, too. She would never have a child with Mark. And Mark flips the fuck out. He chases her to the restaurant. And, like, this chase scene is so upsetting, too, because, like, she's screaming in terror. He's knocking over so many tables and chairs and stuff, bashing into things.
And they're trying to stop him, and he's just like, it's like that video game Rampage where they're climbing on the buildings and smashing everything in. Yeah. It's basically like Sam Neill is doing the Godzilla version of that, the one they made a really shitty movie of with Dwayne Johnson.
Yeah. That movie's so bad. He gets restrained by 4 like staff members at the restaurant, including like 2 guys in chef hats, which is pretty funny.
As far as Dwayne Johnson movies, you should definitely do Pain and Gain on this podcast, I gotta say.
Oh, I love Pain and Gain's a good movie.
And it's been reclaimed, so...
Yes, yeah. Southland Tales would also fit, too.
Yeah, Southland Tales would also fit. I hope that Smashing Machine flopping doesn't stop The Rock from doing good movies again, you know? Like, I haven't seen it yet, and maybe it's not a good movie, but at least he's working with someone who makes good movies, you know?
Yeah, and I've seen The Smashing Machine. It's just an okay movie, but he's really good in it. And like
he's a good actor. He just doesn't act most of the time.
Yeah,
like
I think The Smashing Machine really works best as a meta movie about Dwayne's acting career, because it is about some guy, a fighter, reaching his having his first loss, getting humble, and trying to decide what path to go next, and achieving become satisfied with realizing you need to put the work back into it. Can't just be automatic anymore.
For me, my favorite my favorite Dwayne Johnson movie is Black Adam.
Oh yeah, the hierarchy.
I liked it when he used the Queen's death to promote it. Yeah. I know that tweet is fake, but it's amazing.
My favorite Dwayne Johnson tweet that's real is when he revealed to the world that Osama bin Laden.
That Osama bin Laden was killed. Yes,
that was so funny.
It was so fucking funny. How did he know?
Is he buddies with the SEAL Team 6 or something like that? It's how? How did that happen? Is he a secret spy like Sam Neill?
He actually killed Osama bin Laden. The Rock killed Osama bin Laden.
Then he should have been in Zero Dark 30. That would been awesome if he was in that movie if he was involved with
I could see The Rock in a Catherine Bigelow movie, honestly. That would actually own, honestly. I'm happy she's out of director jail, even though her new movie apparently isn't very good.
I'm going to check it out for sure, because I like her movies a lot.
Strange Days is a top 10 movie of all time for me.
Such a good movie. So back at the apartment, he's balls of booze on the floor. He's shaking in misery. He's completely wasted, unshaven and dirty, completely.
He was like I was last night on the Discord server, basically.
Didn't the Steelers win?
No, the Steelers won, yeah, but I just smoked so much fucking weed yesterday.
We were rocking back and forth like Sam Neill, every man in this movie.
I was doing the Heinrich in the hallway, basically.
That's a good move, yeah.
Saying hi to my neighbors, like hello, rocking back and forth.
Yeah. Twitching in the hall, on staircases.
Exactly. I was doing the subway scene in the hallway.
So, this is the point where he returns Anna's apartment. He's Bob's left home alone, jam smeared all over his place, and he's been alone clearly for quite some time. And he brings up, he has this toy boat that he got from Uncle Heinrich. So, he's been parentally cucked by Heinrich, too. And
he never, but the thing is, you also have to remember, it's a throwaway line, but he was she's been fucking him for a year, and he's like, when I came home, so he's been fucking on his spy mission for a year and a half.
Yeah.
You can't blame her for getting a little good loving on the side. Honestly.
And he doesn't seem like he's missed his son
that much. And he's not a good husband, and he's not a good father. No. So... I think I have no problem with her banging Heinrich. Heinrich is the perfect rebound guy. My problem is with her banging a monster that has tentacles. That's where she really goes beyond the whole Scarlett Johansson Adam Driver dynamic and just puts it into sort of another level, I think. Mm-hmm.
I think I like Marriage Story. I love Marriage Story.
I've never seen Marriage Story, which is an embarrassing gap for me. But I really am not a fan of Noah Baumbach besides White Noise, which is an incredibly bizarre movie to have as your favorite Noah Baumbach movie. But I'm an absurd DeLillo stan.
Yeah.
But
it's a good movie.
I just generally think that his movies are shittier versions of what Whit Stillman movies. Every single one of his movies is exactly the same as Metropolitan and The Last Days of Disco, except for it's a way shittier version of those movies, essentially. And I don't see why I would watch one of his movies when I can just watch those again, honestly.
We can just watch imagine this movie, imagine Sam Neill punching a hole in the wall, that meme gif, and then just just remove the monster fucking from this movie, and you pretty much get a lot of the movie.
That's pretty much possession.
Mark uses a phone book because it's the 80s and phone books still existed. And he finds Heinrich's mom in the phone book. So there's a little connection. So she'll pop up later on in the movie too. So Mark is now the one that takes Bob to school because Anna's kind of wayward, not sure what she's up to. And out of school, Mark completely freaks out because Bob's teacher looks exactly like Anna.
And this is the doubling, because there's doubling of both characters, which I think is sort of a central theme in the movie. Because both of them are like the ideal wife and the ideal husband, you know? And both of them are basically created by these two broken people who want a perfect partner but are the most broken partner themselves, you know? Mm-hmm. Which I think is a very interesting theme as far as that goes.
Yeah, because like this teacher Helen, she's also played with Isabelle Adjani as well, and like, but she has like green eyes, she has brown hair. They look similar. It's the same actress, but like they look different enough, and she plays
that they could be different. That they could be different people, exactly. Yeah.
Like it took me a while when I first began to really clock. Oh, it's literally the exact same actress, just because they have such distinct looks and distinct ways they move around. So like, you know, she overall this movie like helps out with Bob a fair amount. Like she like comes over, babysits and stuff. And so Mark goes to Heinrich's apartment to confront him, and
anything for Sam Neill to be more of an absentee father, right?
Yeah. And so Mark's at Heinrich's apartment confronting him, and like Heinrich, he's like so like suave. He's so cool. His apartment has a lot more color than him. It's a fancier apartment,
and he lives with his mom, which is the best detail ever, by the way. Heinrich, you would live with your mom.
And the way that Heinrich just interacts with Mark is so weird too, because like it's a lot of like touching him, it's a lot of affection, and like,
and then he beats the living shit out of him.
Yeah, it's like also like a very much like a Cy Abelman thing where it's just like complete confidence. I'm fucking her. Like, what are you gonna do about it?
It's very similar to Cy Abelman in that they're both incredibly ugly and have all the charisma in the world.
Yeah, it's like Heinrich and Anna have been a thing for a year at this point. Mark starts like trying to fight Heinrich, and like Heinrich's easily able to get the upper hand.
Heinrich just beats the living shit out of him, and he's supposed to be a spy. Yeah, he's supposed to like be trained in hand-to-hand combat, and Heinrich just beats the living shit out of him. The only reason he gets gets it up on Heinrich is because he whacks him in the head with a fucking toilet thing. Yeah. Like,
it's just like while he's drunk. Like it's just like it's the funniest.
Heinrich drunk is the funniest scene in the movie, by the way.
It's like it's crazy that like the detail that he's a spy involved in espionage, just like it makes the movie actually pretty funny because like he doesn't have to be a spy.
He's basically Johnny English.
Yeah, like he could just be like a structural engineer working like I don't know the Philippines building a bridge or something. But no, he has to be an international man of mystery, a man of espionage, like working deep undercover or something. And he just shows
he's so incompetent. Like
none of the job skills he has for a job being a spy actually work in real life whatsoever. It's wild, like, and so like
and he's not even like an analyst or something like that. He's a field agent, like I don't know. I guess the USSR was really having trouble with their intelligence program at the time, because they were desperate for him to come back too. They kept asking him to come back.
Yeah, like,
and he can't even beat up Heinrich, a guy who does tantric sex, and he's basically Sting except for ugly.
The worst spy we have, we gotta get him back on the job. It's like having to, like, I don't know, call like Mike White to be your quarterback or something.
Only one man can save the queen.
Yeah. I would love a spin-off of like Sam Neill on his spy missions and just fucking it up. It'd be like, it would be like Johnny English completely.
It would have to be a prequel though, because he's dead. So, and they can't shoot. They would have to use the AI to de-age him too.
That would suck. Or they could do the Irishman thing and they'll do all the dots in the face there.
Yeah, true. But that costs like $900 billion and they're never going to do it again.
It would be worth it. It's like,
if they made a third Tron movie, they can make a sequel to Possession for $200 million.
Exactly.
No Tron movie has ever made money and they just keep making them.
I have no idea why.
Can we just talk for a second about how Jared Leto should just be deleted from the universe? Like
I don't even loathe him as an actor as much as other people do, but like
I've hated him as an actor since I was like 15. Mm-hmm. Before I knew he was a fucking pedophile. Mm-hmm. And apparently, like, massive amounts of people are staying away from this movie specifically because he's in it.
Mm-hmm.
Like, every reply on the Twitter thing where they were like, save $7 on tickets to Tron Ares because it's flopping so tremendously, was like, I'm not seeing it because Jared Leto's a fucking child molester. Like, and they just keep giving this guy lead roles. Like, and it's not like, and people were like, oh, there was an article only this year. We've known he was a child molester for 10 years. Like, everybody's fucking known.
And it's not like he's not box office draw either. It's not like critics love him a lot either. Like, you know,
how does he have a fucking Oscar for that terrible movie with fucking Matthew McConaughey? Like,
it's baffling that, like, they keep, like, I think he works in something like Blade Runner 2049 where it is a distant, vacant performance. I think that works best for him. But, like, he's not lead actor material, has not been lead actor material for his entire career.
No, I mean, I kind of like him in House of Gucci. That's the only movie I kind of like him in. Just because he's super goofy with it.
He's good in House of Gucci.
Just because he's super goofy with it. I love that movie, by the way. I am a huge late Ridley Scott apologist.
Yeah, House of Gucci is so good.
House of Gucci fucking owns. Napoleon, also great, by the way.
Love Napoleon. That's such a funny movie.
It's so great that he just made a great man biopic, and it's just a sex comedy with battle scenes.
Yeah.
Like,
he is so horny.
It's a cuck movie. Like, he made a movie about a cuck, and for $200 million of Apple's money.
Yeah.
It's awesome.
See,
like, more people should do that.
Yeah, exactly. You know, Possession's a great cuck movie too. So clearly, the fans are itching for more cuck cinema.
We need more cucking. We need more cucking in movies. We need more movies to have a cuck chair.
Yeah. I guess, like, the cuck chair in this movie is Sam Neill's rocking chair.
It is! Exactly! He's in the cuck chair! He's in the cuck chair!
So after Heinrich beats a living fuck up, like, beats up Mark pretty... It's not like it's a full-on beating, too. He basically just knocks him down once, blades up his face.
And carries him out of the apartment, yeah.
And so...
he just gets his ass fucking owned.
And, like, Mark's, like, yelling at... goes back home, yells at Anna again, because Anna's like, oh, I'm out with, like, new friends. Like, oh, who are these friends? I've never heard of them before. And Anna slaps Mark as argument, and, like...
It's Mark, like, how is that a reaction, too? Like, how do you go that from 0 to 60 that fast, girl?
And, like, he's like, oh, do it again, please. And, like, she has a grin while smacking. And then Mark just, like, knocks her down, slaps her a bunch of times, and she runs away, her face bloody, too. And this sequence of, like, her running down the street with blood's, like, draining down her face is so good. It's so, like, uneasy to look at, but so wonderfully shot. It's great. And the streets are so empty in this movie, too. Like, it's filmed, like, in, like, an urban area, but it's so empty. Like, you see a couple people, so it's not completely, like emptied of all civilization, but it feels so, like, it doesn't feel like a lived-in city.
It feels like it's happening, like after the rapture or something like that. You know? Like, the rapture is happening and only half the people on the planet are left.
Yeah. And at this point, he meets the private investigator named Zimmerman to, you know, kind of figure, like, hey, like, you know, what's my wife up to there? And, yeah, so also, like...
he is the worst fucking private investigator ever, by the way. Like,
I feel like no one's good at their job in this movie.
No, nobody's good. It's a movie of incompetence, really.
Mm-hmm.
Like, let me examine your windows. Like, what kind of fucking excuse to get in the apartment is that, dude?
Yeah.
Like,
so before that scene, though, like, Anna's preparing some meat in the apartment with an electric knife, and, like, the motor of the knife is going, so it's pretty loud. They're yelling at each other. The meat looks awful. It's just like, it's not like, it's like...
It looks like that picture that was on Twitter the other day of the sausages and the lentil sauce.
So the meat looks disgusting, and so this argument is, like, really heated.
Are you really expecting her to be a fantastic cook, though? Honestly.
No, not at all.
She probably wasn't a good cook before all this shit happened.
Yeah. But Mark says, like, he hates her when she's away, but every time, like, he sees her in person, like, he, like, you know, he wants nothing more than to have her back, but he imagines that when she's away, like, she's an animal or a woman possessed, when, like, he just imagined the worst.
It's insane how divorced he is, by the way.
And
he is the most divorced man in the history of cinema.
And also the way we gotta get the way these people just move around this movie. Like, the blocking in this movie is insane. The way that, like, any character moves around is so
Oh yeah, that's part of why the movie works, I think.
Yeah.
It really feels like they're having actual conversations despite the heightened nature of the dialogue, you know? It adds a layer of reality to the unreality, if that makes sense, and it makes it easier for the viewer to meet the movie on its own level. If that makes sense?
Yeah, because like no one's moving around in a normal manner. Like everyone's, but like it feels like more like it doesn't feel like stilted. Like these are actors doing something specific. It feels like
if have you ever seen Alan King's A Married Couple?
No.
Some of the scenes in this remind me of that. It's a documentary about a divorce, about a couple splitting up that came out in, I believe, the 70s.
Okay.
Worth checking out. I think it's Alan King. I might be wrong on the director's name, but it's really good.
Okay. Oh yeah. So during the scene, like, because they're arguing back and forth, and she takes the kitchen knife, the electric knife, and begins to cut her neck. It's not a deep wound, but it's enough to like shock the fuck out of Mark. He like restrains her, brings her to the bathroom, and trying to patch her up. And then she like leaves the apartment. But as she's leaving, we see Mark in the kitchen take the electric knife and start cutting his own arm. He starts off with his shirt there, drawing blood, and goes down to like near his wrist, just drawing blood. And he's so calm while doing it. It's so unsettling.
Yeah, it is. I mean, I wonder if this has to be one of the first depictions of like that kind of self-harm in a movie, I think, honestly.
Yeah, where it's not for suicidal purposes. It's
where it's just self-harm, where it's just cutting. Yeah, I think this might be one of the first ones. You know, I can't think of any movies before it that use it. You know, it wasn't really talked about until like the 80s, you know, so.
Yeah, because like the director's depression is fully on stage for this whole movie. This feels so personal.
Oh yeah. I mean, you can't write this script unless you've been divorced, basically.
Yeah.
And this dude fucking hates his ex-wife.
Yeah, like, if I was the ex-wife and watched this movie, it'd be like, dude, like, what the fuck?
He hates his ex-wife like Alfonso Cuarón hates his son after making I Am Autism.
Oh my god, yeah, that movie, Jesus Christ.
He hates his son so much, dude. It's insane.
But does he hate his son more than Hayao Miyazaki hates Goro Miyazaki?
That's a hard one, you know? Like he really fucking hates him. I don't know.
My favorite Hayao Miyazaki quote, I have many, 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 but one of my favorite ones is like, when Goro Miyazaki made, was it, From Up on Poppy Hill, which isn't that bad of a movie. Like, he says...
That's before he really went down the tubes.
Well, like, he's only made 3 movies. It's been, Tales from the Earth Sea, From Up on Poppy Hill, and,
the most recent one was so bad.
To be fair, that was supposed to be a TV movie. They only released it theatrically in North America because it's Ghibli, and it's like, oh, maybe people will see it. But it's atrocious. But like,
it's so bad.
From Up on Poppy Hill, that Hayao Miyazaki said about his own son, like, he's young, he'll have time to learn. His son was in his like 40s or 50s then. Like, what an awful thing to hear from your father for your second theatrical film. So now we get back to the private investigator. He's following Anna to Anna's new apartment, which is like a corner apartment right by another segment of the Berlin Wall. And so the investigator comes to the apartment and he pretends to be a building inspector that he needs to check for broken windows because some broken glass fell to the ground and some woman cut herself, allegedly.
Which is the worst excuse ever to get into somebody's apartment I've ever heard in my entire life.
So awful, yeah. Because also you can look...
Like if you were a home invader, that would not work.
Because it's a corner apartment. It's like 3 stories up, so it's the most obvious. You know exactly where the glass is going to be because you can just look outside.
Your bathroom could have glass in it, even though it doesn't at all face the outside.
Yeah, so like Anna's freaking the fuck out.
And why does he need to check the bathroom that bad too? Is my question. Like,
yeah, it's built some tension, but it doesn't make much sense. But like. So
nothing in this movie makes much sense, but that's why it's so great, yeah. I think, honestly.
Because it's all about the tension in every single scene, because there's a ton of tension nonstop. And
it's kind of like Tenet.
I wouldn't say that.
I'm the world's biggest Tenet defender.
The best part of that movie is when Elizabeth Debicki is like told, like, everyone in the universe will cease to exist.
The best part of that movie is Kenneth Branagh's Russian accent, actually, to be more specific.
He loves doing funny accents. He's obsessed.
It owns. I love it. I love Kenneth Branagh. Yeah. It's so great that he's like the world's greatest Shakespearean actor, but he'd rather be bad in Agatha Christie movies. Yeah. Like, it's so cool. Like, he's so bad when he's not doing Shakespeare. Have you ever seen Dead Again, by the way? That movie is fucking amazing.
No, I have not.
Very underrated. Very underrated.
Like, it's funny that he won his Oscar for Belfast there, which is a good movie. And, like, he's just like, I'm going to keep doing my Perot things. I'm going to keep doing the weirdest fucking movies ever. Just so I can... Like,
it's so funny that his one for thems are fucking the weirdest Perot movies you've ever heard in your entire life. Mm-hmm. But the third one was really good, honestly.
That's the only one I've seen. I've not seen the first two.
The third one is easily the best one.
It has some good atmosphere and mood to it.
Gal Gadot is so fucking bad in Death on the Nile.
I kind of want to see it because I've seen that one clip of her so often.
Seriously, one of the most canceled movies of all time, by the way. Between her and Armie Hammer, yeah. And it came out after the allegations, too.
Oh my god. That was like a COVID movie, though, so they probably just dumped that to streaming for the most part.
No, it opened in theaters and actually made decent money, I believe.
Really? Wow.
Yeah. But all the champagne in the Nile, indeed.
So at the apartment, Heinrich's checking trying to check all the windows. Anna's freaking out. She's uncomfortable with him being here. And she's like, oh, I need to check out the bathroom. She's like, oh yeah, there's no windows in the bathroom. And she tries to like pour him a glass of wine, like, you know, kind of like maybe seduce him a little bit. So he enters the room and sees something bizarre. And like, this is, I clocked it. This is 49 minutes into the movie where it becomes like probably a true horror movie. And so there's something slimy and slithering against the wall. He's kind of confused with what it is. Like, it's some sort of like humanoid maybe looking thing. It's all wet and disgusting.
It's very ugly.
Yeah.
I am getting the impression that she likes ugly men, by the way. Between him and Heinrich.
Sam Neill's too attractive for her.
Sam Neill is just too hot for her. He's just too hot for her.
So he's confused with what it is. He looks shocked. So Anna then just bonks him on the head with a broken wine bottle and then stabs him in the throat, just killing the guy. And
the thing is, she's not really disturbed by this either.
No, like, she's okay with the killings. Like,
she's just okay with it. She's just chilling with her, reptile friend.
And so Heinrich comes over to Mark's place, and he's intoxicated and very bizarre. He wants to find a way to resolve the situation with Anna, solve his love triangle, but he can't really find her at all. And like he's very coherent in his speech, but the way he moves is almost like he's the drunkest person ever. Like, he's walking up and down stairs and stuff. His arms, like, flailing up in the air.
I think he just walks like that. And
it's very silly walks from Monty Python. And he's just, like...
It's like the photo of John Lennon doing the silly walk.
Yeah. And, like, the way the camera follows him, too, is so... almost nauseating. Because you're watching a man clearly not in a good space as you're being in these tight hallways, tight corridors, and just being, like, stuck with him. It is so jarring to look at. Mark goes on about how, like, he's like, oh, I used to be afraid of you, Heinrich. And Heinrich says that there's nothing to fear except God, whatever that means to you. And Mark says back, for me, God is a disease. And Heinrich's like, that's why through a disease we can reach God. This movie's so poetic and bizarre. I love it. And
I think the line that really reveals Mark's character is when he says, I'm at war against women.
Yeah, I think that's the next sequence here, which is like probably like the best bit of dialogue in the movie. It's like Helen comes over and is talking to Mark about Bob, and like talks about Bob's very sensitive in school, which like I can tell because your dad's a very sensitive guy too, and apparently Bob's like cries and shouts when he's trying to fall asleep during nap time in class. He's a difficult kid to calm down, and so she's helping. This place's apartment becomes more and more of a disaster, a messy disaster as the movie progresses. And so she's helping Mark clean up the place because he's clearly overwhelmed by everything. And Mark says some very generalized things about women in general. And says, like, yeah, I'm at war with women. And there's nothing about them in them that he can trust. And Helen says back, which probably my favorite line in the movie is, there's nothing in common among women except menstruation. I come from a place where evil seems easier to pinpoint because you can't see it in the flesh. And as she's saying that, she's wiping clean the electric knife that they both used to cut themselves like a few scenes prior. It's just like, actually, yeah, women are all different. And you are just attached to this one person, assuming the worst of all women because of that. Like, she's trying to give him basically an out. It was like very like sexist perception of like generalizing an entire gender because he had bad incident with one of them.
I think partially the director is speaking through him in this scene. You know, like I don't think it's a misogynistic movie. I think it's a movie about misogyny. 100%. You know, but it's about his own misogyny too. I think, you know, like only someone who's had deeply misogynistic thoughts could write this movie. Yeah. But the movie itself is not misogynistic. You know, it's an examination of misogyny, I think.
Yeah, because there's like 4 women in this movie. So we have Anna and Helen, both play the same actress. We have Heinrich's mom. There's one good scene later on. We have Anna's friend Margit, who's like very flirtatious with him.
But, even though they hate each other.
They hate each other for sure, but like... So like...
But she'd probably fuck him at the same time, you know?
So, like, just the way that there's not a lot of other women in the periphery, too. And, like, even when he's, like, at work doing his, when he's, like, talking to his associates at work and such, like, I don't think there's any women in those scenes at all.
No, there's no, it's all men.
Yeah, and we'll get into it later on, but, like, there's only one scene where Anna's completely alone with no men at all in the movie, and it's, like, when she's retelling a part of a miscarriage, so, like, she's the one where she's looking at Jesus Christ in the church there, in the subway station. Other than that, she's with someone, with a man, the rest of the movie. And yeah, so like I think the gender dynamics are absolutely fascinating in this movie. And you're right, it's not a sexist movie. It's a movie about sexism and how, like, especially with in your relationship is falling apart. There, it's so easy to just kind of say, like, you know, I'm
at war against women.
Yeah, but... this woman broke up with me, therefore all women are evil and the devil, which is clearly not the case. You're just completely being jaded by your own life falling apart, that you are assuming the worst of all of humanity. And so
yeah, I think that's the thread that really engaged me the most this time when I rewatched it. Was the thread of the movie being about misogyny, because I joked at the beginning of the movie that I'm completely with Sam Neill. Obviously I'm not, but it's almost like this movie is like the perception of someone who was in a bad relationship and are remembering it 5 years later. You know what I mean? Like everything is dialed up to the max in the way that it might in memory, you know?
And it's a very depressive memory, too. It's kind of someone who's not gone over it all, never been to therapy about it, and has let that perception kind of poison their own mindset and their brain and their memory.
Exactly, yeah.
And, like, Helen even says, like, these stories of women contaminating the universe are completely wrong. And they end up, somehow this is erotic enough, they end up naked in bed together. But she does say they don't have to make love at all. Like, so, unclear if they have sex or not, but, like, there is some tension between them. But it's so weird that, like, this woman is like, yeah, I'll get naked in bed with you. And...
the complicated one.
Yeah, and, like, that night, like, Bob's, like, screaming in bed, wanting his mother. She's not there. And, like, this makes Helen really upset. So she's like, oh, fuck, I made a huge mistake. And she's like, leaves the place.
And she's also, like, the perfect woman, too. You know what I mean? In his mind, you know? She's subservient. She does exactly what he wants her to do, you know, at any given time. Like, she's clearly a fantasy, I think. Mm-hmm. But the question is it real in the movie's universe, or is it... Because I think the movie is... I don't go with, like, this is happening in his head. The movie is representing things. Mm-hmm. It doesn't have to happen in someone's head, you know, if that makes sense. Do you get what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Like, like, it doesn't have to happen in someone's head. It's... How do I phrase this? It just really bothers me when people won't understand that, like just because something in a movie is not the same as it is in real life, that somebody has to be imagining it, if you know what I mean.
Because, like, this movie feels so real. The emotions are real. It doesn't have to be like, oh, like, this doesn't feel exact to my reality, so it has to therefore be fake and illusionary. It can just be its own kind of dream state. Not a dream, but like kind of like dream logic can function with it. Like, David Lynch is so good for that. A lot of movies with David Lynch movies function with dream logic, but like they're presenting a reality that is heightened of emotion, heightened of comedy, but like they're moody, and it doesn't have to make them a dream. It just has to. It just like you're being wrapped up in kind of a weird atmosphere, which is, I love movies like that because like I love movies that are heavy in the vibes, and this movie has incredible vibes to it.
Yeah, it's one of the vibiest movies ever made.
Yeah.
I like to refer to movies like this as pure, if that makes sense. There are very few movies, maybe 10, that I've seen that I would refer to as basically pure. Mm-hmm. You know? One of them is the Texas Chainsaw Massacre.
Okay.
One of them is Blood Simple.
Mm-hmm.
A couple of John Carpenter's films, too. The Thing, and I would argue The Fog, even though it's not my favorite of his movies. It's got sort of this pure simplicity to it.
Mm-hmm.
Monty Hellman's The Shooting, too.
Haven't seen that.
You have to. It's a fucking masterpiece. It's one of the best movies ever made. Yeah. Yeah. It has a purity to it, you know? Yeah. Nothing in the movie is misplaced. Nothing in the movie is extraneous, you know? Every single thing in the movie drives it towards its conclusion. Yeah. You know?
And also with this movie, too, like, because we talked about how, like, this movie was cut into, like, shorter versions at different points in time, like, with that purity gone, it becomes a movie that is not this movie anymore. Because this movie is so uncompromised, having all these edits ruins that purity. It becomes
exactly,
corrupted. So the next scene is that Zimmerman meets up with Mark and talks with the missing investigator. And so he gets the address from Mark where he was last seen. And it's revealed that Zimmerman and his detective that Anna killed were lovers. So no one...
Which is such a weird twist, by the way. And it never gets brought up again either because he's dead in the next scene. And, you know, like...
Yeah, so like Zimmerman goes to Anna's apartment. I was like, hey, have you seen this man in the photo here? She says, like, you know... And then, so Zimmerman's frightened of her because of the way she's acting. And
she is acting fucking crazy at that point. Let's be real. Yeah.
It says like darkness is easeful, temptation to let go promises so much comfort after the pain. And she points in this other room and says like, oh, he's in there. So Zimmerman goes to this room and she points out, and on the bed we see this tentacle monster. It's all slimy, covered in blood in his bed, and on the floor is like a pool of red blood. There's white fluid there. There's a lot of like bananas and apples as well. And, like,
sometimes you get hungry. Sometimes you get hungry when you're murdering people.
So this tentacle monster was designed by Carlo Rambaldi, who also did the effects for the xenomorph's head in Alien.
And, that's quite a resume there.
And a year after this, he would design E.T., the extraterrestrial.
Oh, wow. Yeah.
3 completely different looking creatures.
But all really weird looking, so, you know, he had a specialty.
And so Anna says, like, oh, he's very tired. He made love to me last night. And, like, which means she's fucking this tentacle monster, which is just like, what the fuck? So he looks over at this corpse on the floor, and Anna says, like, there's, like, writhing little, like, humanoid thing. And it's like, he's still unfinished, you know. So Zimmerman freaks out and, like, shoots Anna, but misses. So Anna beats him with, like, a towel and then shoots him to death.
I don't understand how that whole sequence goes. Like, I don't understand how she kills him. She hits him on the head with a towel.
Yeah.
Like, how do you drop your gun after being hit on the head with a towel?
The men are not good at fighting in this movie at all.
They're at war with women, but they're not any good at it.
Yeah. It's like how this war on Christmas just does not work. Like, we're trying our best, but we don't have the fight in us to do it. And,
I don't know, man. Glenn Beck is a true American hero for fighting the war on Christmas.
Mm-hmm. He's a real Christmas adventurer.
Did you see that Turning Point is having their own Super Bowl show?
Are you going to watch it?
I'm going to 100%. Yeah. No, I'm not going to fucking watch it. Unless they have... Unless the only way I'll watch it is if they have Vincent Gallo on it.
But, like... I don't know, like let's say what's your nightmare Super Bowl scenario for yourself? Would it be like Cleveland Browns versus like I don't know?
No, it would be the Ravens. In the AFC it would be the Ravens. But I would probably just kill myself.
So like a nightmare Super Bowl, could you imagine like watching that? Like I'm not gonna watch the game at all, I'll see what Turning Point's up to right now.
Exactly. Like I would be that bored. You know, I would have to watch Erica Kirk.
Anna shoots Zimmerman to death after that, you know, this little towel beating there. And the way he slumps against the wall is so upsetting because, like, the actor like, leans against his arms up in the air. He's shocked that he died. And it slumps down slowly. And Anna looks horrified what she actually did this time. And he like collapses to the ground. And
it's weird that she reacts to this one and doesn't react to the first one. at all.
Yeah, because the first one seems a lot more like up close and personal. This one seems a lot more distant, but she seems more upset by it. And
because she just shot him the first time, it was like, she's actually stabbing. I don't know.
Maybe she's gotten used to killing at this point.
Maybe she just doesn't like guns, and because she stabs herself with a knife, but she doesn't shoot herself.
Well, at the end of the movie.
Maybe. Oh yeah, true. Yeah, true. But maybe she's just a gun control advocate.
Good for her.
She's trying to stop the tide of gun violence in America.
Yeah. While in West Berlin.
Exactly. It's multifaceted, all right?
So back at the apartment, Mark opens a package he receives at his front door. It's a film reel. So he's puts on a little projector there. He's angrily rocking back and forth in his little cuck chair. And it's Anna running a ballet class. I guess she's a ballet instructor. And so this girl in the ballet video is clearly in pain while Anna's contorting her, getting a stretch. And this little girl, girl maybe 10 or 12 or something like that, she screams and flees the scene. And Anna says something about how
I'm so surprised she's still holding down a job through all this, by the way.
Yeah.
How is she still working? How is she has not gotten fired?
He said, can she become a success? Nobody taught me that. That's why I'm with you. Because you say I for me. Because you say I for me. And this guts Mark because, he was Heinrich's able to take some control. He says,
not for long.
Yeah. And, Mark is just completely devastated by this reveal that, she emotionally, Heinrich is more important to her than Mark is. And she goes on about how she has, doubt about her faith because Chance didn't give her faith didn't give her a chance, and she wants something different that she thought was impossible. And, she knows that, she feels betraying Mark and leaving him feels like a small reward, and she can't be herself because she's afraid of herself. There's some evil in her. She has been considering what is good and what is evil.
Which is an understatement considering she's already killed 2 people at this point.
But when she recorded the video, she hadn't. But yeah, and she has a lot of malice in her, I say. And she returns home, seemingly just to destroy things in the kitchen and gather things. She tosses some laundry in the fridge for some reason. And
she's trying to chill it out,
Yeah, love a frosted T-shirt. And
that's how Guy Fieri does his hair and his frosted tips. He sticks his head in the freezer.
That's one way to do it. Just put some butter on it and just toss your head in the freezer.
Toss his head in the freezer, exactly right.
And so Anna's rubbing her. Mark.
Sorry, Guy Fieri. I pronounced his name wrong. You can't pronounce his name wrong.
So Mark is happy when she comes back. He's you're not as strong as you thought you were, so you keep coming back to me. I must be so special. And Anna's rubbing her hands chaotically. She's in misery. Mark is unfazed by the way she's acting, but he's doing his own weird movements too. They're completely not really observing one another, asking, "Hey, what's wrong with you?" They're clearly just talking.
They're talking past each other. Yeah, exactly.
And she talks about how she feels nothing for no one, and how she talks about within her there's she imagines 2 sisters fighting and wrestling. It's an internal conflict, but it feels incredibly real to her. So then she tells Mark about an incident that happened while Key was off at work, where she was at church, she's staring up at Jesus Christ, she's in agony, kind of whimpering, and she returns through a subway station, and it's an empty subway station, there's no one there at all, and she's laughing hysterically. There's a long hallway, she's screaming now, she's totally alone. She slams her bag of groceries against the wall, which causes a huge mess. There's a lot of milk being spilled everywhere, and Anna starts looking like she's possessed in an angry trance, and she's moving wildly, flailing around.
Yeah, this is the most famous scene in the movie. Which I think is interesting because in a lot of ways it's not very representative of the movie.
This is the most shocking, maybe horrifying scene in the movie, but it's not. You're right, it's not representative of the whole thing.
Yeah, it was recently referenced in The First Omen. I don't know if you saw that.
Yeah, that's a great movie.
Yeah, it's really good. It's probably the best Omen movie, honestly.
It's the only one I've seen.
The first one is kind of mediocre, honestly. And Sam Neill's in an Omen movie. Don't forget that.
Oh, right. That's the third one, right?
Yeah, it's probably the worst horror movie that Sam Neill's ever been in.
Does he like run for president or something? He's like the evil.
Yeah, he's running. He's Damien, and he's running for president. Yeah,
I have it on DVD. I should watch it.
I have the Omen collector's set. I've only revisited the first one though before the first Omen so far. I have the Shout Factory set.
Yeah, nice. So after Anna's like flailing around, Anna falls to her knees and begins spewing out white liquid from her mouth, and like blood's also like leaking from her ears as well. She's in a lot of pain. There's blood coming from every orifice possible, and like from her back too, she's like shitting like green goo too. So like blood, white stuff, green stuff are all coming around her, and they're all pulling together underneath of her. And so she says that she miscarried Sister Faith, and all that's left is her sister Chance. But as she mentioned before, Faith and Chance are so like intertwined with her, so she feels like she's completely just like lost a complete part of herself entirely. Like, this isn't like a normal miscarriage at all. This is something completely otherworldly.
Yeah, you don't usually get green shit.
Yeah, it's like, you don't get like blood coming out of your ears either. It's so shocking. And Mark's response to the whole thing is like, for the first time, you seem vulgar to me. And
he's at war against women, baby!
Yeah. And Mark says he remembers like a dying dog he saw as a kid. It was like that like he was with, and like it yelped in terror as it passed on the other world, as if it saw something real, like as if it saw like a spirit or a ghost or something. And like he's kind of like treating her like almost like she's gonna be the dead dog, but the dead dog comes back as some imagery later on. And next part is Heinrich drives his motorcycle to Anna's second apartment. First off, Heinrich has a motorcycle that fucking rocks.
Of course he has a motorcycle.
Probably like a jet ski.
Of course he does. I mean, it would either be a motorcycle or a moped. I would actually peg him more for a moped.
Same,
but you know, maybe he's got a little bit more of the dog in him.
Yeah,
you know, he did steal a man's wife, so.
Yeah.
Although to lose her to, you know, a guy with tentacles, you know, which is not awful.
And so at Anna's apartment, he's like feeling her up. He's reciting poetry to her, and he's about to take off his shirt, and like he's wearing all white at this point. Like that, he looks a bit like Luke Skywalker in A New Hope. he stops, you know, taking off his shirt because he hears some dripping, and he sees a person in a corner covered in rim and blood. It's like humanoid kind of body again, and he says like, "Oh, is this a joke?" And this creature now with like eyeballs side of its face, almost like a fish, a little mouth and a very fucked up looking nose. So it's humanoid, but not really. It feels like it's.
This is the point where I think the creature is hotter than Heinrich after it gets the eyes.
Heinrich's freaking the fuck out at this point, as he should. Like, but the way he's acting is almost as like he's lost all his eyesight. Like he's like, you know, flailing around the room, like kind of reaching out, trying to touch things, trying to figure out where Anna is. He ends up going to the kitchen, and he gets the seemingly his eyesight back. So he looks in the fridge. There's other body parts in the kitchen. And there's other bodies on the floor too. So she grabs a kitchen knife and starts pricking him at the chest there, and gives him a big stab in the torso. So he flees, bleeding. So he runs to the phone booth and calls up Mark, who is playing a little airplane toy with Bob. And he's like, "Yeah, I'll meet you at the bar, Heinrich."
They're not playing with the boat. They're not playing with the boat, Heinrich.
No. And
he's supplanted him. Dad of the year. Dad of the year.
And he says, like, "Oh yeah, Heinrich, I'll meet you at the bar, but bleed for a while," which is such a cruel thing to say. And
it's so beast mode, honestly.
And Mark tells Bob, like, "Oh, it's mommy calling me." He's so happy, and Mark gets over dropping things off, and she just faints, which is kind of shocking because like it's not shocking, it's just bizarre because like it's not like she's heard anything weird too. It's just basically like, "Oh yeah, like I'm leaving the place pretty fast." Like there's something weird in the air in this whole movie. So instead of going to see Heinrich, he goes to see Anna, and he sees the body. She's not there, but he sees the body parts in the fridge, and begins laughing a bit nervously. He knows that there's something completely off and wrong now. He's kind of
he's also pretty much lost his mind at this point too, though.
Yeah, he's like spinning around in misery. He's like howling, gasping for air. Like opens up the window of the apartment, and like he's like kind of has a bit of a grin.
Like, if he could fuck a tentacle monster with a vagina, he probably would at this point.
Yeah.
I think.
But the tentacle monster isn't there right now. It's someplace completely different. And
the tentacle monster has a dick. So unless he were to, bend over.
Yeah.
Which I would not put past him. I would not put past his character being bisexual.
Maybe you had, just for the job. Maybe he had to seduce a man for a work trip.
I'm guessing he was really bad at it, though.
Yeah.
And failed.
He grabs a gun from the fridge. Like, did he put that there? Like, it's kind of bizarre. But then he turns the gas on the stove there, and he leaves to go see Heinrich at the bar. And this looks like a pretty cool place to grab a drink, actually. There's a lot of pinball tables there. There's some pool. Nice little seedy-looking bar.
I would love to have a beer with Heinrich, by the way.
Yeah. Well, Heinrich's, like, bleeding
100%.
out right now, and, like, Mark asks, like, hey...
Probably not while he's bleeding out after being stabbed after seeing a tentacle monster, but, we might make for an interesting conversation, though.
Yeah. But, like, Mark's just, like, immediately says, hey, do you need a Tampax for your wound? Like, Heinrich's drunk. He's been drinking, waiting for Mark to show up there. And so, like, Mark pretends they're...
How are they serving him when he's openly bleeding, is my question.
That's a good point, too. And so Mark, like, Heinrich says, like, well, he saw the apartment there. Mark says, like, oh, there's no bodies at all. You're just making all this up. So Mark is just, like, tormenting and playing with Heinrich now. And Heinrich's just like, I want to help Anna instead of call the police. That's why I called you first. And Mark is so confident right now. He's chewing a toothpick. He has the upper hand. He's just gloating. He sees himself better as Heinrich to begin with, finally, for the first time in the whole movie. And Heinrich says, like, send me on a long trip to restore my harmony. I deserve it.
It's so funny that he starts asking him for money after he fucked his wife.
Yeah.
It's so fucking funny. It's like I fucked your wife, now give me $10,000. Ultimate cuck. Ultimate cuck.
And so at this point, Mark plugs the toilet and forces himself to vomit by taking a feather and putting it in his mouth, which is really disgusting. So I guess Heinrich into the stall to help him out. And then he bashes Heinrich's head with the cover of a toilet and drowns him in the toilet, which is a really shitty way to go. Like, yeah, poor Heinrich, like,
Probably
like,
top 5 worst ways to die is getting drowned in the toilet.
I know.
I think,
a toilet at a bar.
especially a toilet with vomit in it. Yeah. Like, it's not even like it was clean toilet water.
No.
You've been puking in it.
And it's Mark's vomit, too, which is, like, it seems pretty interesting that, like, he's drowning in Mark's fluids after he's been, like, getting into his wife's fluids. Like, and when, like, Mark, like, flushes the toilet with Heinrich's head in there, and the water raises, and you just see blood coming out of the toilet, too. Like, it's an awful, awful way to go. And so Mark goes back to Anna's apartment, and
Heinrich deserves justice. Justice for Heinrich. Hashtag.
I know. He's the best.
Like, I want a spin-off with Heinrich. I want a sex comedy with Heinrich.
Heinrich Origins.
Heinrich Origins. Yeah, exactly. We can have Hugh Jackman play him.
Liev Schreiber can be his brother.
Liev Schreiber can be his brother. Exactly.
We'll make it. Heinrich and Liev Schreiber throughout many wars in history. Fighting.
And Ryan Reynolds is in it for one scene as his wisecracking friend who ends up being the villain at the end who gets his mouth sewn shut.
Oh God, I wish he got his mouth sewn shut in real life.
I wish Ryan Reynolds could never talk again. That would be fantastic.
That would rule.
Although he's really good in Adventureland. That's the only movie he's ever been good in. But he's really good in that movie. But that movie's awesome, by the way. Mm-hmm. Very underrated.
Yeah. Got a pretty good Kristen Stewart performance in that, too.
Oh, I mean, of course.
Yeah.
And my boy Jesse Eisenberg.
Mm-hmm.
Justice for Jesse Eisenberg in Batman vs. Superman. He's good in it. Sorry.
He's not.
Yes, he is. Sorry. You're wrong.
He's just, he's so obnoxious. I hate it so much.
But he's supposed to be. He's playing the character perfectly. You're supposed to hate him.
Hate it. So, Mark does the baller thing. He steals Heinrich's motorcycle to escape the scene of the crime when the apartment blows up. And he returns to his own apartment and finds Margaret dying in the elevator. She's been bleeding out from knife wounds. Yeah,
they never really explain this, too. Like how that happened. I mean...
I assume it's Anna that does it. Oh, it is Anna that does it, because Anna's in the apartment there.
Yeah, it's Anna who does it, but they never really... I mean, it's just very random.
Mm-hmm.
Probably the most random part of the movie, I would say, is Margaret being in the elevator. That's the part and it happens so fast, too. Like that's the part I missed, because I was looking at my phone for 3 seconds. I saw him going in the apartment with the body, and like, wait, I should probably rewind.
And also, like, so they cover up the Margaret's death, like, and Mark hides the body in the trunk of the car. And then later on in the movie, like, when we see like the car start driving and the body fall out of it, who's driving the car? It's not at that location at all. It's kind of bizarre. They kind of like add this extra scene in there what doesn't make any sense at all, because like
especially the scene where he like has the guy drive the car into the cop car. Like,
yeah.
Well, like I don't know why that scene's in the movie.
We'll get to it. And so like at this point, so like Mark and Anne are covering up this, like moving Margaret's corpse around, and Anna's helping Mark clean all the blood off himself. They finally embrace, and Anna asks, like, do you believe in God? And she says God is in her. They have sex for the first like moment of actual, like, they've been in bed with one another, but they haven't had any intimacy until this point. And she says that she killed Margaret because she saw the creature, and the creature has to be protected like a child. So that's why Margaret got killed. But it's also like, where did she see the creature?
Yeah, was she chilling at the apartment? Like, that he's about to set on fire?
Yeah, like, it doesn't make much sense. So
did she bring the creature out for a lunch date at McDonald's?
Oh, that'd been nice, yeah. Yeah, they're not allowed to that fancy cafe anymore after destroying it.
No, they've been banned from all the fancy restaurants now.
Yeah.
Word got around with the servers of West Berlin.
Yeah. So, at this point, Heinrich's mom calls up Mark asking where he is, and like she's like, but she knows that Heinrich's dead, and because like she's identified the body, but she says the soul is not there. And Mark's like, well, like, maybe I'll ask Anna to see what she's done with Margaret's soul, with Heinrich's soul. So he drives to Anna's place. He drives somewhere, because where is he going to now? Because Anna's place exploded, but he's at a different.
He's going to Margaret's house.
Oh, it's Margaret's house. Okay.
And and it doesn't really make any sense why he's going to Margaret's house. It doesn't make any sense at all.
Yeah.
Like,
but Anna's there. But the tentacle monster is there, and Anna's there too. And Mark is shocked to see them, and like because Anna and the tentacle monster are having sex, and like, Anna's just looking at Mark saying almost over and over. The monster has all the tentacles like wrapped around her legs and stuff, and Mark just stares at her, nods, and is like, yes.
I'm guessing this is probably the scene that got the video nasty label.
I think so too, yeah.
Yeah.
Because like this scene plus the miscarriage scene, those two scenes alone could probably like really offend a lot of people.
Yeah. But neither is like gory. You know what I mean? I think it's one of the few video nasties that was actually banned, like primarily for sex. But also, because the sex is so weird.
Because like the video nasty thing, it was it was a conservative movement. So like I imagine the Jesus Christ imagery then followed by the subway miscarriage. That would piss off a lot of people who are really into like
the Church of England.
Yep. So Mark goes to visit Heinrich's mother, and he says that Mark says he's seen what Heinrich has seen, and it's an implication that the tentacle demon took Heinrich's soul. Again, not all that stuff is explained, but I kind of like how it's not explained because it lets you kind of like try and piece things together yourself. Like, what does this mean symbolically? And the mother decides to overdose on sleeping pills so she can reunite with Heinrich. Mark holds her hand as she dies. And then, this is like the last 15 minutes of the movie.
So that's basically the second person that Mark killed, too.
Yeah.
So they both basically killed two people. So they're pretty even at this point.
Yeah.
Although she is fucking the tentacle monster, which is, kind of gross, honestly.
Mm-hmm.
Maybe not as gross as having sex with Heinrich for 24 hours, but still pretty gross.
And this is like the last 15 minutes of the movie. The movie just shoots off like a rocket with his pacing at this point. So Mark's walking across the bridge. The synth score goes nuts. He sees the dead dog in the river, and he sees a couple of his former associates come up to him. They want him back on the job.
This is such a weird scene, too.
Yeah, because his successor, Mark's successor on the job.
And then they say there is no successor. There is only you or whatever.
Yeah. Only he can do this job. And like, Mark tells the dead dog.
Which is so weird because he's so incompetent.
Yeah. So this dead dog story gets told again. He says like he stayed with the dead dog because he wanted to know why it died, what made it want to go to a portion and let itself die. And so Marcus has been on a run here. So he is driving around Heinrich's bike. He goes to Margaret's house, and he sees the cops investigating. And gets out of the bike. He hops into the back of the cab, puts a gun to the cab driver's head, and tells the driver to at gunpoint to crash into the cop car.
This is the weirdest scene in the whole fucking movie.
Yeah, and the cops,
like,
and the cab driver's like, oh, my pleasure.
Like, there is no point for this scene to happen.
Not at all.
Like,
yeah.
it doesn't link to anything else later in the movie.
It logically makes more sense. It makes more problems for him completely. And, like, how is it supposed to help your...
Why are you driving your car into the cop car and then getting shot?
Yeah.
And he's supposed to be a super spy.
Yeah. The cab's going towards the cop car. Mark dive rolls out of the car as it's moving. And then the cab hits the cop cars. Then Mark is like trying to run away, and he gets shot by the cops. He shoots back at the cops, and he hits one cop, like killing one. And then the cop cars just explode. It's an awesome explosion, but doesn't make much sense as to how they exploded. And so he's on the run. He's like in ecstasy almost. He's yelling on the motorcycle. He crashes the bike. He's not doing well because he's been shot and he's like bleeding out. So he runs inside a building, and there's a very tall spiral staircase. He can barely make it up. He's getting weaker and weaker as he goes because he's...
And we've never seen this building before, too.
No, it's like a completely random building.
And she's there, too, for some reason.
Yeah, she's following him, as well as... so Anna's been following him, and like somehow she's been able to catch up with her. Or again, maybe that's... Yeah, so maybe that's where Anna's the one driving Mark's car with the corpse in the back. Like, it's the way it's cut is kind of bizarre. You don't really know what it is. With her... with Anna is a complete doppelganger of Mark. She says it's finished now. So this is what she's been working on. So like this whole weird corpse thing that's been turning more and more humanoid.
She now has her version of the heat trick, basically.
Mm-hmm.
You know?
Her own like double that is, in her mind could be more
the perfect partner. The perfect partner, yeah.
Working on this whole movie. Maybe this is what she's been needing the whole time. And so Mark is ready to completely shoot the doppelganger with his gun, and they stop by a hail of machine gun fire from cops and I guess his work associates he's on the run from. So Anna gets shot.
Doesn't really make it clear, but he's shot by someone.
He's shot by everyone who's chasing him. And Anna's shot in the gut too during this. So she's bleeding out, dying too. And the doppelganger's complete unharmed. He's just staring staring kind of vacantly over them. And so Anna and Mark are both on the floor bloody, and they're dying, and they start kissing. So then she gets on top of him, they're lying both down. And so she grabs his gun and takes the gun and takes it to her back by her spine and shoots herself in the spine on top of him, which is an awful way to kill yourself.
Oh, yeah. Awful way to kill yourself.
Yeah. And, like, the doppelganger says, like, oh, so hard too with it, eh, brother? Which is, like, basically the doppelganger saying, oh, women, am I right? Like, it's such a bizarre line.
Yeah.
So the doppelganger walks up the stairs. There's a woman who we've never seen before watching what's happening, just observing. And the doppelganger, like pretty much gets her like a weird trance, and, like, she's not really acting like, a normal human being. And, like, puts a gun in her hands, like, oh, yeah, you got to shoot the pursuers. Like, this is, like, hold them off. And then this doppelganger escapes to the roof, and Mark jumps off the railing himself, killing himself. Then back at the apartment, we can see...
He's a Seahawks fan, and they once again lost in the playoffs. That's why.
I wonder what football team Mark would go for.
I think he would be a Commanders fan, but he still called them the slur name.
Yeah. Well, this is the 80s, so he'd absolutely be calling the slur name.
Well, even if they were called the Commanders, he would still call them the slur name.
Yeah, absolutely. So back at the apartment, Helen is babysitting Bob, and there's a knock on the door, and Helen goes to get it, and Bob's freaking the fuck out, yelling, don't open, like dozens of times. This kid's like, is freaking the fuck out. So Bob goes upstairs.
He has bad vibes, though, as I pointed out earlier. So
yeah, so
it makes sense that she doesn't listen to him.
So Bob goes upstairs,
though.
And like there's a full bathtub, and he just submerges himself face down. And, like, this kid is he trying to kill himself? Like,
he kills himself. That's what happens. I think. I think he kills himself.
I read him killing himself. Yeah.
But it's such a weird way to kill yourself. Like how do you even manage it? You know what I mean? Like, especially
for a little kid to think that. Yeah. It's very upsetting. And Helen's by the door, and there's the sounds of siren begin to fill the space, and there are planes flying overhead, sounds of explosions. Helen's just staring into the camera, and behind her we see the doppelganger silhouette at the door, like trying to get in, almost like a zombie almost.
Mm-hmm.
And we just...
It was a perfect couple.
Yeah, and the movie just like the doubles are getting together in a way. And when the doubles finally get close enough to one another, like there's like an apocalypse happening, and the final shot we see is Anna, is Helen staring at the camera with eyes that are green, and then we just roll to the credits, and we still hear all the sounds of bombs and explosions continue with some piano music, and like, yeah, like, is this like did World War III finally launch off? Is this the end of the world? The vibes are very apocalyptic and awful. Like,
no, totally.
This is like, it feels like the complete end of the world just happened, and I like how, like, basically, this divorce drama ends with
divorce is the end of the world. It's the message of the movie.
It ends like, emotionally, narratively, it ends with just like everything completely shattering. The entire world's just over.
How I felt when my parents got divorced when I was 9. I'll tell you that much.
You put yourself in the bathtub?
Yeah, I drowned myself in the bathtub.
Yeah.
Thankfully, I was woke, so I didn't die.
Nice, good for you. Yeah, so that's the end of Possession. Yeah, so Possession cost $2.4 million, and during it, I found the box office for its American theatrical run, during its very botched run, it only made $1.1 million. But it's been re-released theatrically a fair amount, gets a lot of repertory screenings. Possession was so it started with the UK a fair amount, and how like the video nasty and how it got,
I haven't gone to see it at Raps because they always play the DCP, and if I'm going to go into the city to see a movie, I kind of want it to be on 35 millimeter, because I'm just sort of watching what I can watch on the DVD otherwise,
I would love to see any screening of the movie in the theater. I would love to see this movie. Yeah, but it was eventually released uncut theatrically in the United Kingdom in 1989. And like overall, like you cannot find this movie the uncut version for the most part. Like we've not been able to find the cut version.
Yeah, no, the uncut version is really the only version that's available. I believe there is a set you can order for like an absurd amount of money. It's like $70 that has the cut version in it.
Mm-hmm.
I saw it on Amazon, but I don't really have $70 to spend on a DVD. Yeah.
Do you have a movie that's going to be inferior than the actual like real version?
Yeah, exactly.
And in 2000, it received an uncut VHS and DVD release, which really helped its reputation because people could actually see at home what this movie is actually supposed to be. Yes, this is a movie that's been reclaimed by people who actually got to see the movie as it was meant to be. Because and I think that's an interesting way for a cult movie to kind of develop. Is that it's kind of like almost a bit like Blade Runner. How Blade Runner, the version that came out, was kind of not what the ideal version.
Or if we're going to talk about a Ridley Scott movie too, Kingdom of Heaven.
Mm-hmm. Kingdom of Heaven's
where the theatrical cut is honestly mediocre and the director's cut is a masterpiece, I would argue.
Kingdom of Heaven, like, that is such an unremarkable movie, just this theatrical cut, but like it gets so much better with like the intended vision. But I think this one is like none of these movies, those Ridley Scott movies, have been as sabotaged as Possession was during the theatrical run.
The thing is, most of his movies, besides Blade Runner, he made revisions later more than you know what I mean. Mm-hmm. Had the movies cut by the studio, This movie was just savage. It's not even a director's cut; it's just the original cut,
Yeah, and like there are like things you could probably tweak in this movie. Like there's some bizarre tweaks and edits. Like this movie is amazing, full on amazing. But like there are some bizarre edits in this movie that you can see them maybe tweaking a little bit to have things be a bit more. This movie is great because it is incoherent, but there are parts that would be better if they're a bit more coherent. Like stuff like when the doppelganger escapes on the roof and everything. He gets up on top of a door to climb up to escape, and the next cut is Mark falling off the railing and killing himself. So I initially thought when I first watched, like, oh, did the doppelganger kill himself? And then I was like, oh no, he didn't. So there are some tweaks you could make, but ultimately, like this movie,
kind of like that though. I kind of like that it's ambiguous,
Yeah.
Because everything in the fucking movie is ambiguous,
That's the joy of this movie is that, like,
and if you're gonna go around saying let's make this tweak, let's make that tweak, I think eventually you sort of rob the movie of what makes it so unique. It
is so singular. It is so of itself. It is pure, as you said. Yeah.
Yeah, exactly. So, yeah.
And that's like, so this movie is like completely uncompromised, which makes it really, really special. Like I've never seen a movie like this ever. Like this movie is so of itself. Like
they're making a remake of it with Pattinson. Well, he's producing it, and Parker Finn's directing it. which I think is an interesting choice, but it's going to be just such a different movie.
Well, I don't like Smile or Smile 2.
I like the Smile movies, but
70% fake outs, and that's all I have going for it.
Yeah, but they're good jump scares. Like, but I don't. I'm not. I don't like most jump scare movies. I think the Smile movies work. Honestly, but I don't think he's. But I'm not sure he's the right.
So good in that movie.
Oh, she's fantastic, man. She's gonna be huge.
The best, this movie sucks, but the lead performance is phenomenal.
She's gonna be huge. I think.
I saw her world premiere for her new movie called Eternal Return with Kit Harington. So at TIFF, it's just fine. It's kind of like a, she's a clairvoyant. Her lover passes away, and she meets up with some guys in England that they believe in the mystical arts too, and they think they can do time travel. So she wants to go back in time to reconnect with his dead lover. And it feels like it feels like an extended Doctor Who episode. So it depends on your tolerance for that.
I've never been super impressed with Kit Harington, honestly.
What I like about Kit Harington in this movie, Eternal Return, is he's not doing his brooding thing. He's kind of a bit more upbeat, and I think it works. Yeah, he always looks so fucking depressed. Yeah.
Put a smile on, man. Everybody come on.
Yeah. So he's okay in that movie. So but Naomi Scott, I like Naomi Scott a lot. The movie's just fine. I wouldn't rush out to see it. I'm not sure it even has distribution yet, so who knows what's going to come out. But yeah, Smile 2, that's just both Smile movies, they're saved by the lead performances, because I feel I just don't think, why remake Possession?
Yeah, it's very stupid.
But apparently there was a remake in Indonesia that came out last year.
Yeah, I have not seen that, but
I've not seen it either. But I'd be curious.
I love weird Asian remakes of Western movies, though.
Mm-hmm.
I want to see the remake of Blood Simple, the Japanese remake of Blood Simple.
Oh yeah, that'd be interesting.
Which is not supposed to be very good, but I think it would be interesting.
Mm-hmm. But yeah, so but it is interesting that Possession now is a movie that is prominent enough that they're trying to remake it.
Yeah, it's really been completely reclaimed. Nobody talked about it 20 years ago. There was somebody on Twitter was like, I wish they'd never found Possession when somebody said what movies have been reclaimed in the last 20 years, and I completely disagree with that. I think we shouldn't be gatekeeping movies based on. I mean, I don't know. I hate a lot of podcasters for that mentality. I don't hate you, but I feel like a lot of podcasters just have this elitist mentality, and I think
right because it's just I don't see the value of I know some people they think that movies can be ruined by the fandom, and I don't subscribe to that at all, because if I let fans dictate my enjoyment for things, I would drive myself absolutely insane. Star Wars fans are the worst, but I can still enjoy Star Wars.
Kind of like an example with video games is Expedition 33, which is a great game, but has literally the worst fans in the entire universe. Mm-hmm. The only good JRPG is Expedition 33. Shut the fuck up.
Yeah, expand your horizons. And that's the thing. It's I think that the more people watch or play or...
Go play Sega Frontier, bitch.
Yeah. I think that people shouldn't be... I think people would be less precious of their media if they just experience more of it. It's hard to... If Possession's the only artsy horror movie you've ever seen, then maybe you this movie's on a pedestal, untouchable. This movie is extremely special and unique, but you shouldn't be wanting people not to watch it. I think that I want more people to watch this, and I kind of hope...
Yeah, exactly, yeah.
I hope this podcast episode that people go watch the movie. But yeah, spoiler alert for the entire movie Possession that we just talked about the whole thing through. Just heads up.
Yeah, spoiler alert that we just gave the whole plot of. But I need to emphasize this movie is not at all about the plot. It's about the vibe.
It's about feeling too. It's dripping with emotion, a very heightened emotion, extreme emotion.
And it's about two of the greatest performances ever in a horror movie.
Yeah, and they are incredible. And they're
Sam Neill is such a horror movie legend too. Between this, Event Horizon, In the Mouth of Madness, Dead Calm, Daybreakers, very underrated movie.
And even a Jurassic Park, there's the horror elements in those movies Sam Neill plays up so well.
Yeah, I honestly wish he had done more horror movies, because because in his like 40-year career, he only made like 7. But all of them, except for The Omen 3, are excellent. 3 of which I would say are masterpieces, which are Possession, In the Mouth of Madness, and Event Horizon.
Event Horizon is an inevitable episode for the show.
You got to do Event Horizon. Yeah. Maybe you'll have me back for that. I've seen it like 100 times.
Yeah. So thank you so much for joining me, Alex.
Yeah, of course.
Any final thoughts about Possession?
If you haven't seen it, you should watch it. Like it's really an experience, and even if you don't like it, it's worthwhile. Like you've never seen another movie like it. I can guarantee that. Even his other movies aren't like this. They're weird as hell. I've only really seen On the Silver Globe, but it's weird. It's good, but it's weird. I don't like it as much as this movie, but it's interesting. It's fascinating.
Yeah, so is there anything you want to plug?
Yeah, my Letterboxd is just letterboxd.com. Well, my profile name is Echos Myron. ECHOESMYRON. On Twitter, but I barely post, is Echos Myron 1. Because I used to have the original Echos Myron name, and then I deactivated my Twitter, and some bastard who doesn't tweet stole it from me. And now I have Echos Myron 1, which is just endlessly aggravating to me. I deleted it because I was worried some of my tweets weren't woke enough, but that isn't a problem anymore, so.
You're all woke up now.
No. I mean, Elon's Twitter is just for Nazis now.
It's
like,
the worst.
I'm probably getting off there.
Yeah.
Especially, I mean, the last straw for me is this week. He's just straight up letting right-wing accounts dox left-wing accounts. Like, and not removing the doxes. Like, it's so bad.
He should have just, for his divorce, just fucked a tentacle monster.
Yeah, exactly. Or fucked a guy like Heinrich.
Yeah.
Had tantric sex with Sting, which is Sting is basically the real life equivalent of Heinrich, except for he's hot.
Yeah.
If Heinrich was hot, he'd be Sting.
Yeah.
Does Sting live with his mother?
Oh, I don't know. I hope so. All right. So, thank you all for joining us. So you can follow me on Twitter, Blue Sky, and Letterboxd at bwishart. You can also follow MoviePod on Twitter, Blue Sky, and YouTube. Next week, Spooky Month is continuing over on MoviePod, where I'll be discussing the movie Twilight. Have you seen Twilight, Alex?
Actually have not.
Really?
The only experience I have watching the Twilight movies is I used to work at a small second-run movie theater, and I've seen the last scene of Twilight New Moon about 95 times as I was waiting to clean up the theater. But that's the extent of my experience with Twilight. I had coworkers who tried to invite me over for a Twilight marathon, but I was busy that day. I am interested in seeing it because, it does have 2 of the best actors of its generation in it.
Yeah.
But it kind of looks like dog shit. But,
I recorded episodes so we've already recorded the Twilight episode, and we talk a lot about how, the Pattinson Stewart thing is why people come back to this movie. Like, oh, maybe this movie isn't as bad as I thought it would be. Because a lot of people were dunking on Stewart and Pattinson for being bad actors, when, no, they're doing those parts extremely well.
No, they're both incredibly talented. I mean, and they've both also had such an interesting career trajectories where they'll occasionally make a mainstream movie to prove that they can open a movie and it makes $100 million, and then the rest of their career is collecting auteur directors.
Mm-hmm.
I think a lot of their career model seems to come from somebody like Tilda Swinton, who basically just works with whatever directors she thinks are cool,
Mm-hmm.
And I think Pattinson and Stewart are basically doing the same thing. Stewart's performance in Clouds of Sils Maria and Personal Shopper, the 2 Olivia Assayas movies she's in, maybe 2 of my favorite performances of the last 20 years.
I haven't seen Clouds, but I love her in Personal Shopper.
She's incredible in that movie.
Mm-hmm.
And that's a movie that could be on this podcast, too, because people hated that movie when it first came out.
Oh, yeah. All right, well, thanks again for joining me, Alex. Until next week, take care, MoviePod Mafia.